When you think of Africa, what comes to mind? Within this vast continent lies Nigeria, the giant of Africa. With over 200 million people, hundreds of languages, and countless ethnic groups, Nigeria's diversity is its greatest strength. Its story spans ancient civilizations, powerful kingdoms, colonial scars, and a vibrant present, shaping Africa and the world. Nigeria is not just one single story. It is a vast library of stories, a vibrant mosaic of cultures, each with its own unique language, traditions, and history. From the bustling cities to the quiet rural villages, every corner of Nigeria holds a different tale, shaped by centuries of interaction and change. Long before the name Nigeria existed, the Nok people created stunning terracotta sculptures nearly 3,000 years ago, some of the oldest figurative art in sub-Saharan Africa. These ancient artists left behind a legacy that still fascinates historians and archaeologists today, offering a glimpse into a sophisticated civilization. In the south, the Kingdom of Benin rose to prominence. Its rulers, the Obas, presided over a highly organized state, and Benin artisans crafted intricate bronze and ivory carvings that are celebrated around the world for their beauty and detail. In the north, the Kanem-Bornu Empire flourished for over 1,000 years, connecting West Africa to the Mediterranean through trade, scholarship, and the spread of new ideas. This empire played a crucial role in shaping the region's history. The Oyo Empire, led by the Yoruba, built power on cavalry and complex governance, while the Igbo in the southeast organized around villages and clans, each with their own customs and systems of leadership. This incredible variety of human experience is the foundation of modern Nigeria, a heritage of immense richness and depth, woven together from countless generations and diverse peoples. The echoes of these ancient kingdoms still resonate in Nigeria today, shaping its art, music, and the spirit of its people. Nigeria's history is more than just a national tale. It's a story with deep global significance that stretches far beyond its borders. The events that have unfolded here have shaped not only the nation itself, but also the wider world in profound ways. What happened here has sent ripples across continents, influencing societies, economies, and cultures worldwide. The Transatlantic Slave Trade tore millions from their homes in this region, forever altering the destinies of families and entire communities. These enslaved Africans and their descendants shaped the Americas, leaving a lasting legacy from Brazil to the United States and throughout the Caribbean. Nigeria's colonial experience became a blueprint for the British Empire, influencing how other colonies were governed and managed. The merging of diverse protectorates in 1914 set the stage for future conflicts, but also for the emergence of a complex, multi-ethnic nation. When Nigeria won independence in 1960, it inspired hope and a sense of possibility across Africa and beyond. Its journey through coups, civil war, and the struggle for democracy mirrors the challenges faced by many post-colonial nations around the world. Today, Nigeria's influence continues to grow, driven by its oil wealth, booming technology sector, and vibrant culture. Nollywood, the country's film industry, exports Nigerian stories and perspectives to audiences worldwide. Writers like Chinua Achebe and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie have won global acclaim, opening new windows into Nigerian life and thought. Understanding Nigeria's journey is essential to understanding our interconnected world, as its story continues to shape and inspire people everywhere. Long before famous empires, the Nok people flourished in central Nigeria. Masters of iron, they pioneered technology and created stunning terracotta sculptures, windows into their beliefs and society. Around 500 AD, their civilization vanished, but their art and influence echo in Nigeria today. Deep in the lush rainforests of southern Nigeria, the Kingdom of Benin rose to power. Ruled by the Oba, Benin was famed for its kings, warriors, and artists. Its legacy endures in the extraordinary Benin bronzes, masterpieces of art and history cast in metal. Today, these treasures stand as a testament to one of Africa's greatest civilizations. While Benin thrived in the forests, the Oyo and Kanem-Bornu empires ruled the vast savannas. Oyo's cavalry and trade brought wealth and power, while Kanem-Bornu, on Lake Chad, became a crossroads of Trans-Saharan trade and Islamic learning. Both empires shaped West Africa's history, connecting it to the wider world. Ancient Nigeria was a mosaic of diverse peoples and societies. The Igbo built decentralized, self-governing villages, while the Hausa thrived in powerful city-states like Kano and Zaria. Each group, Igbo, Hausa, Nupe, Jukun, Ijal, Tiv, had its own language, traditions, and way of life. This rich tapestry of cultures shaped Nigeria for thousands of years, until new forces arrived from across the sea. The story of modern Nigeria began with sails on the horizon. In the late 1400s, Portuguese ships reached the Benin Kingdom, not as conquerors, but as traders. Early encounters were marked by mutual respect and cautious partnership. But soon, the focus shifted from goods to people, as the Atlantic slave trade cast a dark shadow over the land. The Atlantic slave trade scarred West Africa for centuries, turning the Niger Delta into the infamous Slave Coast. Millions were captured, torn from their homes, and forced into brutal journeys across the ocean. The impact was devastating, destroying communities, fueling fear, and leaving deep scars that still shape Nigeria today. In the 19th century, the world was changing. The slave trade ended, and Britain sought raw materials for its factories. Palm oil became the new prize, driving British traders deeper into West Africa. The scramble for Africa began, with European powers racing to claim territory. Britain conquered kingdoms like Benin by force, sending the Oba into exile. In 1914, Lord Lugard united diverse peoples under the name Nigeria, a decision made in London, not by its people. Under British rule, Nigeria changed forever. The British governed through local rulers, but real power lay with colonial officers. This system sparked resistance, like the Women's War of 1929. The economy was shaped for British profit, forcing Nigerians to grow cash crops for export. Yet, Western education created a new elite, who would one day lead the fight for independence. Colonial rule in Nigeria planted the seeds of its own end. Western education created a new class of Nigerians, exposed to ideas of democracy and liberty. This educated elite became the conscience of the nation, using newspapers to challenge injustice and unite Nigerians. World War II transformed expectations as Nigerian soldiers fought for freedom abroad and demanded it at home. Strikes and protests followed, and a powerful movement for national liberation began to take root. So, the desire for self-rule sparked powerful nationalist movements in Nigeria. Herbert Macaulay, the father of Nigerian nationalism, inspired a new generation, founding the first political party and exposing colonial corruption. In 1944, the NCNC united Nigerians in the struggle for independence, using newspapers, rallies, and boycotts to demand self-government. The spirit of nationalism proved unstoppable, and soon, Nigeria's independence was inevitable. As Nigeria moved toward independence, three influential leaders, Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Bello, emerged, each representing a major region and ethnic group, and inspiring millions with their vision for the country's future. Their rivalry and cooperation shaped the nation's future, balancing unity with deep ethnic diversity and setting the stage for a new era in Nigerian politics. The delicate power shared between them ultimately defined Nigeria's path to independence and the challenges that would follow. The final decade of British rule saw tense negotiations between Nigerian leaders and British officials, seeking a government structure for Nigeria's diverse peoples. The breakthrough came with the 1954 Littleton Constitution, establishing a federal system with three powerful regions. On October 1, 1960, Nigeria became a sovereign nation, its people celebrating freedom, hope, and a new beginning. Independence in 1960 brought euphoria and hope as Nigeria stepped onto the world stage as a parliamentary democracy. But the new nation's unity was fragile, built on a three-legged stool of major ethnic groups: Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, and Igbo. Regional rivalries soon frayed this unity, turning politics into a contest for power and deepening mistrust. The census crisis shattered trust as numbers became weapons in a relentless struggle for control. By 1965, Nigeria's political system was collapsing. Elections were rigged, violence erupted, and the western region descended into chaos. In January 1966, young army majors, mostly Igbo, staged a coup, assassinating top leaders. Their aim: end corruption and unify Nigeria. But the coup, sparing key Igbo politicians, was seen in the north as an ethnic power grab. It failed, and Major General Aguiyi Ironsi, an Igbo, took control. Ironsi's decree to abolish federalism and centralize power backfired, fueling northern fears of Igbo domination. In July, northern officers launched a bloody counter-coup, killing Ironsi and targeting Igbo soldiers. Pogroms followed. Tens of thousands of Igbos were massacred in the north. Over 1 million fled east. The nation's fragile unity was shattered. Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, a northern Christian, became head of state after the counter-coup. He tried to restore federalism, but the wounds ran too deep. Eastern leader Ojukwu, citing massacres and distrust, refused to recognize Gowon's authority. Failed negotiations, especially the Aburi Conference, deepened the divide. In May 1967, Ojukwu declared Biafra's independence. The federal government responded with force. War erupted. What was expected to be brief became a brutal 2.5-year conflict. The federal side, backed by global powers, blockaded Biafra, causing mass starvation. Images of starving children shocked the world. The war left a trail of devastation and death. By January 1970, Biafra surrendered. The war had killed up to 2 million, mostly civilians. General Gowon declared, "No victor, no vanquished," launching a policy of reconciliation and reconstruction. Efforts were made to reintegrate Igbos and rebuild the East, but many returned to lost homes and meager compensation. Despite hardship, the Igbo people rebuilt with resilience. An oil boom funded national reconstruction, but also bred corruption and dependency. The war's scars lingered, and the struggle for a unified, just Nigeria continued. The nation's future remained uncertain. Oil transformed Nigeria in the 1970s, bringing sudden wealth and ambitious development. But dependence on oil crippled agriculture and made the economy vulnerable to price swings. Corruption flourished, enriching a few, while most Nigerians remained poor. The Niger Delta, source of the oil, suffered environmental devastation and poverty. Local resentment grew, fueling unrest and protest. Oil, once a promise, became a source of division and injustice. Nigeria's potential was trapped in a gilded cage. The oil boom years saw prolonged military rule, interrupted briefly by democracy. Coups and dictatorships dominated the 1980s and 90s, stifling freedoms and fueling corruption. In 1993, a fair election was annulled, sparking crisis and brutal repression under General Abacha. Activists like Ken Saro-Wiwa were executed. Nigeria became an international pariah. Abacha's sudden death in 1998 opened the door to civilian rule. In 1999, democracy returned with the election of Olusegun Obasanjo. 16 years of military rule ended, but the challenge was to make democracy work. Nigeria's journey toward true freedom was far from over. Amid political turmoil, Nigeria's culture flourished globally. Nollywood, born in the 1990s, became the world's second-largest film industry, telling uniquely Nigerian stories. Nigerian music, especially Afrobeats, conquered international charts, with stars like Burna Boy and Wizkid. These creative industries, built with little government support, showcase Nigerian ingenuity. Nollywood and Afrobeats reshape global perceptions, challenging stereotypes. For young Nigerians, this cultural renaissance inspires pride and opportunity. In the 21st century, Nigeria's greatest export may be its vibrant culture. Today, Nigeria stands as a nation of immense contrasts and complexities, a country where the old and the new, the traditional and the modern, exist side by side in a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. The country has enjoyed over 2 decades of uninterrupted democracy, a significant achievement after years of military rule. This period has seen peaceful transitions of power and a growing sense of civic participation among the people. A vibrant tech scene is emerging in cities like Lagos, which has become one of Africa's most important startup hubs. Young Nigerians are harnessing technology to solve everyday problems and connect with the global economy. This Silicon Lagoon is attracting international investment and producing innovative solutions to local problems, from fintech to healthcare, and inspiring a new generation of entrepreneurs. The country's entrepreneurial energy is palpable in its bustling markets, its thriving service industries, and the relentless hustle of its people. Every day, millions of Nigerians demonstrate creativity and resilience as they navigate the challenges of daily life. There is a powerful sense of optimism and a belief that a better future is within reach, fueled by the dreams and ambitions of a youthful population eager to make their mark. However, the nation continues to grapple with serious challenges that threaten to undermine its progress. The reliance on oil still leaves the economy vulnerable, and widespread poverty persists despite the nation's great wealth. Many communities living near oil facilities see little benefit from the resources extracted from their land. Corruption remains a major obstacle to development, eroding public trust and diverting vital resources away from those who need them most. Efforts to combat corruption are ongoing, but the struggle is far from over. Perhaps the most pressing challenge is insecurity, which affects millions of lives and disrupts economic and social activities across the country. In the northeast, the country has been battling the Boko Haram insurgency for over a decade, a conflict that has caused immense human suffering and displaced millions. The scars of violence are visible in communities struggling to rebuild. In other parts of the country, issues like banditry, kidnapping, and clashes between farmers and herders create instability and fear, testing the strength of the state and the resilience of ordinary Nigerians. The deep divisions along ethnic and religious lines that have haunted Nigeria since its creation also persist, sometimes erupting into violence or fueling mistrust between communities. Political competition is often still framed as a zero-sum game between different groups, with power struggles overshadowing the need for inclusive governance. These tensions are frequently exploited by politicians for their own gain, undermining national unity and making it harder to build consensus on critical issues. Forging a strong, inclusive national identity. where every citizen feels they have an equal stake in the country's success, regardless of their ethnicity or faith, remains the great, unfinished business of the Nigerian project. It is a vision that requires both leadership and grassroots commitment. It is a challenge that every generation of Nigerians must confront with courage and wisdom, learning from the past while striving to create a more just and equitable society. Yet, despite these formidable problems, the story of Nigeria today is ultimately one of resilience and hope. Communities come together to rebuild after hardship, and individuals find ways to persevere and thrive. The nation's greatest asset is its people, especially its massive youth population, whose energy and creativity are shaping the country's future in profound ways. They are dynamic, innovative, and globally connected, using technology and new ideas to overcome obstacles and open up new possibilities. They are demanding better governance, greater accountability, and more opportunities, refusing to accept the status quo and pushing for meaningful change. They are the artists of Nollywood, the innovators of the tech scene, the activists fighting for change, and the entrepreneurs building the future. Their voices are shaping the national conversation and inspiring others to dream bigger. The path forward for the giant of Africa will not be easy, but in the energy and determination of its people lies the profound hope for a more peaceful, prosperous, and united Nigeria. With each new generation, the dream of a better nation comes closer to reality. Nigeria's story is one of resilience, ancient kingdoms, colonial rule, civil war, and hope. Through heartbreak and triumph, its people have endured, rebuilt, and chosen unity over division. Bent but never broken, Nigeria's enduring spirit shines in every challenge faced and in every hope for a better day. Nigeria faces real challenges: political instability, economic hardship, and deep divisions. But to focus only on problems is to miss the vibrant energy and hope pulsing through the country. A new, connected generation is rising. Entrepreneurs, artists, and innovators, rewriting Nigeria's story. The future is unwritten, but hope endures, grounded in the resilience and dynamism of its people.